Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining, continuing to join, or joining for the first time. It's been a very trying, challenging few weeks and months for many of us, and I will admit that I've often found it challenging to find the energy, the motivation to come to make these videos. I'm happy to be doing so today. And I hope that you're finding some pleasure in joining me as well. A very simple reminder that I was reminded, which has been helping me, is that we cannot pour from an empty cup. So as many of us, I'm sure, are feeling sort of drained, exhausted, and challenged during these times, I do think it's very important that every individual can take some time to rest, to recharge, and to check in with yourself. So hopefully I can help provide that space. Upon request, I'm doing a slightly shorter video today, so hopefully you have time to squeeze it in as life starts to pick up again. So with that said, we'll just jump right in, get started seated in a comfortable position. And I would recommend today starting with the palms facing up to the ceiling. So the palms up is inherently a receiving posture. So it means that even as the body is sort of taking the time to settle, to arrive, to arrange itself comfortably, the palms open are receptive to the space around you, to the energy around you, to the light, to positivity, to whatever it is that you're hoping to bring into your body, bring into your practice today. We'll start with a very simple breathing exercise, so bringing the eyes to a close or to a soft position. So first, just finding your natural breathing pattern, not forcing, not manipulating the breath in any way, but really recognizing something I think many of us don't take the time to do in daily life, is to recognize the breath. Of course, we're always breathing, whether you're thinking about it or not. It's happening, luckily. But the breath, as such a powerful tool, sometimes deserves a little more space, a little more attention than we tend to give it. And just notice what it feels like, the qualities of your inhale and the qualities of your exhale. If that doesn't really mean anything to you, it's fine. You can just notice when you're inhaling and notice when you're exhaling. And gradually over time, we just start to deepen this exact same breath. So nothing fancy, nothing complicated, just your normal breath. Getting a little bit deeper, a little more conscious, a little more deliberate, in through the nose and out through the nose. Making sure that your jaw and the muscles of your face stay soft and relaxed. The next time that you breathe in, as you breathe in, imagine that you're breathing in brightness, white light, positivity, whatever image helps you. You're breathing in the things that you want in your life, for yourself, for the people you love, for the people around you. Breathing that in. And as you breathe out, let go of anything else. So if you want a mental image, you can think of breathing out a gray, dusty, almost a smoke out through the nostrils, representing anything that's tired, old, fatigued, not useful, negative. We'll just continue with this, breathing in this bright light, this positivity, the things you want for yourself and the people around you. And breathing out anything at all that isn't actively serving you. We'll continue for another minute or so with this breath. Over time, you can let the breath deepen even further. 1 beat longer, breathing in. 1 beat longer, breathing out. Noticing the capacity of your lungs, recognizing the capabilities of your mind, the power of your breathing. Two more breaths wherever you are, deep in through the nose. Fully out through the nose. Last breath like this, but I encourage you to bring this idea, this image with you throughout the practice. Breathing in what you want, breathing out what you don't want. Next, inhale, gently letting the eyes open. The arms will float overhead. Take a big stretch up. We're going to hold onto the right wrist with the left hand. Reach the right fingers overhead and tip your upper body to the left side. So not very far, just waking up that side body. Inhale through center. We'll switch sides. Hold onto your left wrist with your right hand. Breathing in and out to tip over to the side. So you should feel that rib cage waking up, the skin stretching. Inhale, once more each side. Exhale to tip. Inhale through center. Exhale to tip. Inhale through center. Exhale, hands meet in front of the heart. Big breath cycle here. Inhale, float your heart to meet your thumbs. Puff out your chest. Get really tall and wide and proud. Exhale to soften. Finding your way however you like onto your hands and knees. We'll come to a tabletop position. Knees are wide, hands are shoulder distance apart. We'll take a few rounds of cat and cow, nice and easy. Inhale, breathing in light, breathing in positivity, filling your entire body, your mind. Exhale, press all of that unnecessary, old energy out of the body in your cat pose. Inhale, heart floats forward, cow pose. Exhale, release, round back. Once more each direction. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale into a neutral spine, pouring your weight into your left hand. Right fingers reach up to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. Right arm threads beneath the left arm. As your shoulder finds the floor, see if you can flip your right palm down to the floor. So for some it might not quite reach, but it's encouraging a slightly different activation of the shoulder. Option to stay here, or to crawl your left fingers forward toward the front of the mat. As you push into those left fingertips, maybe you can spiral your heart a little more and keep aiming to bring your right palm of your hand flat onto the floor. Gently walking your left hand back underneath the shoulder, pressing onto two hands, two knees. Extend the left leg back behind you. We're going to drop the heel down to the mat, peeling the left rib cage, the left hip open, left arm floats high. We're in a supported side plank, Vashisthasana. Hugging the navel in toward the spine so you really protect the low back by engaging the core. Feel free to float that left foot away from the floor. Deep breath in. And a full breath out. Look down. Foot comes down, hand comes down, knee comes down. We're back to our tabletop position. Second side. Pouring your weight into your right hand, left fingers float high. Exhale, thread the needle. So traditionally, or normally, we have that palm up to the sky. Now, see if you can spiral your thumb down to the floor. So you feel the activation, the stabilization of that left shoulder. From here, option to float your right fingers high. Oops, sorry, I did that wrong. Hand comes down. Option to crawl the right fingers forward. I'm getting ahead of myself. Use those right fingers to press into the mat, spiraling the heart open. Deep breath in and out. Walking your right hand beneath your shoulder. Press down to come up, extending right leg straight out behind you, and then lowering the heel down. As the heel lowers, the hip naturally wants to lift. Allow it to do so, adding now the right arm overhead. Continuing deep breaths, and very crucial here that you're really engaging the core muscles, hugging the belly to the spine. You'll feel the back get stronger and more stable. With that activation, maybe you float the right leg. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Foot lands, hand lands, knee lands. Toes tuck, hips lift up and back for a soft downward facing dog. The head is hanging between the shoulders. Take a few conscious breaths here in through the nose. Bright, positive thoughts, feelings in the body. Exhale, let go through the nostrils of anything you're ready to let go of. Next, inhale, heels lift. Big breath in, use that breath actively. Exhale, roll forward to your plank pose. Knees bend slightly. Shift your weight back toward your heels, and then let the hips lead you back to your down dog. We'll take this for a few rounds. It can get pretty fluid, so you can move a little faster if you want. Roll up onto the feet, out into your plank. Knees bend as if you're sliding your belly back across the table. Hips back and hips up. Head hangs. Inhale, heels lift, rolling forward. Knees bend, shifting back. Hips lift. Heels lift, rolling forward. Finding a little fluidity in the spine. One more time, inhaling and exhaling. Next, inhale, rocking up onto the balls of the feet once again. Roll into your plank. This time we stay in plank. Feel free to lower your knees to the mat. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Rock your weight gently forward. Shoulders coming forward over fingertips and leaving the hips lifted, whether you're in your plank or knees down. Slow lower all the way to the mat. Inhale, heart flows forward. Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Exhale, release. Let the hips rock a little side to side. And we'll find our way back to a downward facing dog. Spreading fingers, spreading toes. Inhale, lift the heels, soft knees. Gently walk the feet forward to reach the top of the mat. Head is hanging heavily. Inhale all the way up to stand, arms overhead. Palms connect. Draw those palms into the heart as the thumbs meet the breastbone, floating the chest up and forward to meet the thumbs. So whether you're feeling it or not today, standing proud and confident, remembering to fill your cup before you can fill others. Deep breath in, arms reaching high overhead. Exhale, diving forward, swan dive. Head is the last thing to arrive. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhaling, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Take a big step back with the right foot to a low lunge. Back knee lowers, back toes point. Scooping hands high to a knee down crescent. Let the pelvis, specifically the pubic bone, reach forward and down. Grounding yourself. Preparing yourself for the obstacles ahead. With a big breath in, lift the heart. Exhale, hands to the floor. Back toes tuck. Sliding into a plank pose, moving through your vinyasa. If it's early in the practice for your chaturanga, you can lower knees and chest. If you're ready for your chaturanga, go for it. Inhale, heart lift. Exhale, release. And we meet in down dog. With a breath in, the right leg flies high. Exhale as it steps forward between the hands. Nice deep low lunge. Back knee lowers, back toes point. Press down to rise up. Knee down crescent. Soft shoulders, soft jaw. Again, really think about yourself rooting. Think about the roots of a tree. What do? They have to go down into the earth, spread themselves wide in order to allow the tree, in this case your chest, your arms, your heart, to grow taller. Hands find the mat, back toes tuck, step it forward, forward fold. Inhale, long, flat back as you come to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms lift, exhale, diving forward. Inhale, long, flat back. And release as the left foot takes that big step back. Right where we just were, back knee lowers, back toes point. Scooping the arms high, this time, hold on to the left wrist with the right, hand. Reaching up and over, the upper body will tip to the right side. Imagine the inner thighs are squeezing into each other, holding a little ball between them to support you, to support the pelvic floor. Coming back up. That left arm will stay long. Right hand finds the thigh. Option to stay here or to hinge your left elbow. So the palm of your hand finds your back. Maybe it's the back of your neck or the space between your shoulder blades. Now use that right hand on your thigh. Press down and start to lift the heart for a little back bend. So again, similar to the thread the needle, the shoulder is quite stabilized and active. Coming back to your knee down crescent, hands find the floor. Back toes tucked, plank, moving through your vinyasa variation, or coming directly to down dog. Continue breathing deeply. Moving a little quicker today. Inhale, the breath becomes even more important in that case. Left leg lifts. Exhale, step it forward. Back knee lowers, back toes point. Inhale, arms reach high. Melt the pelvis down. This time hanging onto the right wrist with your left hand. Take an inhale to really lift up and out of the pelvis. Exhale to tip gently to the left. Inhale through center. Keep that right arm long, left hand finds your left thigh. Hinging the right elbow. Palm of the hand, if possible, finds your neck, your back, somewhere around there. Press down to lift the gaze. Little back bend. Head is pressing into the arm, shoulder opening. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, hands to the floor. Back toes tuck as you step forward to your Uttanasana. Give the head a little shake. Soften the knees. Inhale all the way to stand. Arms overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Fingertips will continue down for Tadasana, mountain pose. Taking up as much space as you can, as you need, as you deserve. Toes are spread. Fingers are spread. Exhale as you sit low into Utkatasana, chair pose, shifting the hips back. As you exhale, dive the heart forward, arms reach back. As you start to straighten the legs, lift the heels, diver's pose, flat back. We'll come back through our chair pose. Heels lower, knees bend, arms reach high, Utkatasana. Exhale, diving forward. Step or float your feet through your plank, moving through a vinyasa or directly to down dog. Arriving in down dog, inhale, the right leg lifts high. Exhale, stepping forward, low lunge. Back heel lowering to the mat. We're preparing for warrior one. So that back foot really stabilizes, gives you the roots, once again, to lift the upper body high. Deep bend in the right knee. Arms open to a T, bringing the right arm beneath the left arm. We find eagle pose in the arms, wrapping the hands once or twice to find palms of the hands if it's possible. Melting into the bend of that front knee. See if you can float your heart up into that space where the arms cross. As you exhale, big dive forward, keeping your eagle arms. Chest comes to the inside of the right leg. Let the head hang. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Staying here. Root into your back foot. Right toes flip to face the sidewall. Keep the eagle arms if you can. So we're in a wide forward fold with eagle arms. Legs are long or slightly bending as you need. Soften the bend in the knees. Inhale, rolling all the way up to stand. Exhale, release the arms. Arms come to a T. Flip the right toes forward, melting to your warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, flip the palms. Exhale, reverse the warrior. Stay here for a breath in, fill your body. Exhale, hands cartwheel down. Low lunge, stepping to downward facing dog. You can add a vinyasa if you'd like. With a deep breath in, left leg flies up to the sky. Exhale, it steps forward. Virabhadrasana 1, back heel lowers. Press down to rise up, arms are high. Soft shoulders, soft face, available body. Listening to what's happening in real time, adjusting as you need. Arms to a T, Left arm beneath the right, elbows bend. Either bringing backs of the hands, or if it's available, palms of the hands together. Melting that front knee, floating the heart up. Maybe the eyes lift as well. Exhale, diving the heart forward. Root into those feet. And if you can, let the head hang. Press especially into the back foot as you flip your left toes to face the side wall. All 10 toes are parallel. Head is hanging. Soft knees as you begin to roll to stand up. If it's available, really keep those eagle arms this whole way. Once you get to stand, arms open. Flip left toes forward, warrior two. Inhale, palms lift. Exhale, reverse the warrior. Cartwheel the hands all the way down. Woo! Lose your balance. And stepping to downward dog, moving through vinyasa if you choose. Inhale, heels lift, knees bend, look forward. Step or hop your feet to reach your hands. Head is hanging. Inhale up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana, arms are high. Exhale, hands to the heart. We continue, inhaling. Exhale, diving forward. Inhale, long flat back. Exhale, release, step to downward facing dog. Right leg lifts to the sky, step it forward, low lunge. Back heel lower to the mat. Once again, warrior one. Right knee bending, left knee lengthening, arms to a T. Right arm beneath left, eagle arms. Press down into both feet. Imagine you're tearing your mat apart from front to back. Right foot is drawing it forward, left foot is drawing it back. Press down to straighten both legs. Inhale, heart lifts. Let go of the twist of the arms. Arms to a T, finding the palms of the hands behind the back. If the palms don't reach, you can hang onto the elbows behind the back. Hips are facing the front of your mat. Kneecaps are lifting up toward the thighs as you exhale, diving forward toward a pyramid pose. Don't worry about the chest coming very far. More important here is this opening in the chest and the shoulders. Deep breath in, full breath out. Staying with a long, flat back, release the hands. The right hand will come to the right shin bone. Peeling left arm open, hip opens, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Legs are already in place. Deep breath in. Just like in our supported side plank at the beginning of practice, engage your navel to your spine. You'll feel that lengthening and strengthening in the back. Look down to come up. Inhale, keeping the legs straight. Flip the palms. We'll reverse, reaching back over the left leg. Both legs are straight. As you exhale, stay reaching back, bend that right knee. We're in a reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, tipping forward, extended side angle. Right elbow to right thigh, left arm is overhead. Deep breath in, full breath out. If you're playing with a half bind or a full bind, you can find it now. One more deep breath wherever you are. As you exhale, look down, hands come down to the floor. Press into all 10 fingers, send your right leg up and back, three-legged down dog. This time let the hip open up. And maybe you let that knee bend. Deep breath in. As you exhale, keep the right knee bent. Draw the knee in toward the nose as if you're coming to your plank pose. Right foot steps across the body to the left side of the mat. Left heel coming down to the floor. Option to keep two hands down or to lift that left arm to the sky. Taking a deep breath in and a full breath out. Look down, left hand comes down, plank pose, moving either through your vinyasa variation or directly to down dog. Inhale, left leg floats high. Exhale, step it forward, low lunge. Back heel secures that balance as as the arms lift high for your warrior one pose. Inhaling, arms to a T. Left arm beneath the right arm. Hooking the elbows, finding your eagle arms. Pressing down into both feet. Continue full breaths. Maybe you bring back this image of positivity entering the body. Negativity leaving the body. Straighten out that front leg. Both legs are straight. Floating the heart a little higher. Let go of the twist of the arms and find that grip behind the back, whether it's a reverse prayer pose or holding onto the elbows. 2 actively straightening legs as you dive forward. The head is reaching forward, the tailbone reaching backward, actively lengthening the spine. Kneecaps lifting up toward the thighs. Release the hand, left hand to the left shin bone. Right fingers peel open. Utthita Trikonasana. Extended triangle pose. Deep breath in. And a full breath out. Inhale, coming up to stand, keeping the legs long. Flip the palms. We'll reverse this triangle. Reach over the back leg. Keeping this up and back lift with the chest, melting into your reverse warrior, bending the left leg. Inhale to Virabhadrasana 2. Warrior 2 pose, tipping your way forward, Utthita Parshvakonasana. Extended side angle. Option to play with a variation here that you took on the first side, or to commit to this variation that you're already in. As you're ready, one last breath to release the posture. Look down. Hands come down. Back heel lift. Press into 10 fingers. Left leg floats high. This time, let that left hip stack on top of the right hip. Left knee bends if you like. If the leg is straight, go ahead and bend it as you draw your left knee in toward your nose. Rolling forward. Crossing the body. Left leg finds the floor. Right heel finds the floor. Option to reach the right hand to the sky. Deep breath in. And a full, complete breath out. Right hand finds the floor. Stepping to plank, moving either through a vinyasa or directly to down dog. As you're ready, bending the knees, looking forward, step or hop the feet to reach the hands. And give the head a nice little shake here. Shake, shake, shake. Let go of anything, any negativity, any doubt. And when you're ready, soft knees. Inhale to lengthen the spine up to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. Standing for a few breaths in your Tadasana. Hands at the heart or fingertips reaching downward. We're going to rock the weight into the right foot. I'll mirror you. Hugging the left knee in toward the chest, opening left knee for Vrikshasana, tree pose. Hands can meet in front of the heart. And you have the option to float the arms overhead, to grow those roots down and out. You can picture that network of energy that's starting with your foot, beginning at the surface of your mat and moving down beneath the floorboards, out, spreading as wide as they can. The more surface area those roots cover, the more stable the top of your tree will be, I say as I fall over. Exhale, hands to the heart. Hugging that left knee in towards center, we'll come to a full eagle pose. Bending the standing leg, wrap the left foot around once or maybe twice for that second wrap down by the ankle. Arms open up to a T. Right arm comes beneath the left arm. Finding those eagle arms, sitting hips low, keeping your focus out in front of you. Full breaths. And as you're ready, coming back to stand, hug that left knee into the chest, real squeeze it in, and let it go. You can shake out the legs if you need. And we'll come to the second set. So first, really establish this weight over the network of roots that you've built, pouring that weight into your left foot. Root down already. Think of those roots spreading out as your right knee hugs in and opens to the side. Finding your tree pose, establishing that sense of balance, of trust in yourself. Really important in balances is that you don't do this kind of negative self-talk where you tell yourself you have bad balance, or you tell yourself you can't do it. I know it sounds obvious, but it makes such a huge difference, the way that we speak to ourselves. As you're ready, you can float those arms overhead. Connecting down to your roots. As you're ready, hands come back to the heart, hugging that right knee into the chest. Little bend in the standing leg. Hook the right leg over once, or maybe wrapping around twice. Sitting low in the pelvis, arms to a T. Left arm underneath the right arm. And then find your eagle pose. Deep, full breaths continue. Let these twists go. Hug the right knee in, and let it lower. At the top of your mat, inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, diving forward. Taking the feet back to a downward facing dog. We'll step the feet a little wider, so about as wide as your mat. And then take your hands for just a step back. So you shorten your down dog. So it doesn't quite feel like a down dog. Somewhere between a forward fold and your down dog. Let the hips open wide, so we just really had a narrow, quite twisted stance in our eagle. Imagine now the two sits bones are separating, spreading away from each other. And maybe you can even press into the hands to sink the armpits down toward the mat a little, softening in the shoulders. Soft movement in the head is welcome. Even a little sway with the hips might feel nice. And as you're ready, swivel the feet toward each other so the feet touch. We're going to lower the knees all the way down to the outer edges of the mat and sit the hips back for a wide child's pose. Fingers are reaching forward, forehead. We'll find the mat or a prop if the mat feels too far away. Really give yourself this chance with the full support of the floor underneath your head, underneath your knees, your feet, your hands, to feel supported. This idea of being able to support yourself before supporting others is something that I'm finding necessary these days. Maybe you too. And as you're ready, you can slowly walk the hands back toward the body, rolling up to sit, bringing your knees together. And take a moment, just resting the palms on the legs to feel this vertical spine, to feel the pelvis nice and heavy. You can close the eyes if you want. So as we start to sort of wind down this practice, maybe reconnecting with the breath that you found at the beginning, maybe taking it one step further. So I don't want the mind to suddenly activate with all of the weight of the world, but if you'd like to bring in an image of a specific person, maybe it's yourself or somebody you know, maybe a little more broad, your community, or even more broad than that, you can direct this positivity toward this person or persons as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, you're not just releasing your own negativity or fatigue or doubt, but imagine all of these people or this person releasing whatever's holding them back. And take this a few more times. And when you're ready, sitting the hips down to one side. Send the legs out in front of you. Nice and long for Dandasana, your staff pose. Sitting up tall on the sits bones, arms reaching high overhead. As you exhale, reaching up and over, you'll find your feet. If you don't find your feet, you'll find your ankles, you'll find your legs, you'll find something, guaranteed. Find whatever you find, and then let the head hang forward. So we have various different versions of this forward fold. Some are more active. Today I encourage you to take a more passive, softer, more gentle forward fold. The only thing I do recommend is keeping that flex in the feet, just to keep the legs really aligned and safe. And as you're ready, rolling up to sit. Hands on either side of the hips, scoot your pelvis forward, rolling onto the back. I'm getting cozy on the back. Step your heels in a little bit closer and just let the knees fall together to touch so that you're not holding any tension in the hips. We're going to just take a few very gentle rotations of the arms. So right now the palms are up. As you exhale, rotate to the palms face down, and you can press a little bit into the floor so you feel the shoulders activate. Let that go, flip the palms up to the sky. Feel how the shoulders soften and fall into a more natural position on the back. As you exhale, flip the palms down and just press your hands down. That's it. You don't have to tense anywhere else. Leave the abs soft, leave the butt muscles soft. Release and flip the palms up. Just one more time. Palms face down. Press down. Feel where this resonates in the body. And let it go. Gently hugging the knees into the chest with the help of the hands. You can rock the knees side to side. And we'll end with a soft reclined twist. So you can make this as sort of active and intense or as soft and passive as you'd like. First step would just be to bring the feet back to the floor and let both knees fall to the left side. Quite a passive twist. If you want to activate even further, hug the knees in and then bring the legs over so the knees are closer to the chest. And finally, the most sort of activated twist would be to hook the right knee over the left knee and then let the knees fall to the left side. So you have some stages that you can work with depending on sort of where you're at, both how much effort you want to use, but also what feels most necessary in your body right now. Is it really wringing something out? Are you feeling like you're really kind of agitating and shaking something loose and you want to continue that with a deep twist? You can cross the knees. If you're feeling like me today, being a bit more gentle on the body, leave the feet wide and let the knees fall. You can look out over the right hand away from where the knees are. When you're ready, find yourself moving toward the second side. So whatever you took on the first side, just for the sake of quality, let's call it, you can take the same action on the second side. And it does not matter at all, to me especially, or to you hopefully, which action you're choosing. But it might be nice if you identify a reason why you've chosen this action, so that we continue this idea of moving consciously through the practice. Especially for very practiced people in yoga, we go into autopilot mode quite often without recognizing why we're doing it or what we're doing to our bodies. So I encourage you to ask yourself, what drove your decision to take whichever twist you've taken? Blah, 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 Leah. Okay. My spiel is over. Bring your feet back to the floor. You can take a little rock with the hips side to side. If you want a little ball with the knees hugging in, you can take that as well. And we're just going to move very softly to Shavasana. Of course, if you have any last actions, if you want a back bend or a shoulder stand or something a little more active before coming to close, you can pause the video and find that now. I'll talk you into Shavasana and leave you here. So lengthen your legs out long, let the toes fall open. And again, let the palms flip up for the same reason that we started with palms raised at the beginning of the practice. So now you've created in your little yoga bubble, wherever you are, in your living room or outside on the porch or wherever you might be. You've created this safe space for yourself, hopefully filled with positivity and trust. So by flipping the palms up, the palms of the hands, all of the pores, all of the open surfaces of the body are now receptive to all of that which you've created. This sort of cyclical nature. You bring in what you need, you let go of what you don't need. So this might be conscious thought at first, and as you recognize that your body is starting to soften and melt into the floor, allow those conscious thoughts to drift away, focusing on the breath and maybe eventually focusing on nothing at all. Just letting the breath come to you, pass through you, letting the body soften and relax. I will leave you here. Please stay for as long as you can. You deserve a nice, good rest. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll be back next week.